and welcome back to my playthrough of Maracaibo, playing against Gene, the AI player. So far I have no clue how good or bad I'm doing, but before I get started I want to welcome my newest patron, which is Jeff. Thanks so much for your support, really appreciate it. And of course, yeah, also a huge shout out to all of my other patrons too, of course. And again, before we get started, I have to do at least one minor correction, and that's in respect to those influence cubes. In a two-player game, all of the nations start with some influence already out on the board. So let's do that real quick. And so Spain starts in San Juan, England in St. Kitts, and France in Martinique. So they all have some influence already out on the board. Really nothing changes for the playthrough so far, but thanks so much for making me aware. I caught it later on doing editing, but also some very clever folks found it too. And again, always appreciate your support, guys. But with all that being said, I think it's time to get moving. It's our turn, and I think we want to make it to Santiago. We should be able to deliver something here. I think that's definitely key, because it can help us freeing up some additional or activating some of our ship abilities. And we can also take a village action, and we get an extra meeple. That's always nice. So yeah, let's move to Santiago. I think we will play the Legionnaire or the Mercenary. I think it's Legionnaire for the tobacco. And apparently we are freeing up this space here, so I will put it onto Santiago. Again, there is no, it's really tight, everyone can go there. First of all, we get an immediate 3 points. Everything that's basically beige bordered happens immediately. So yes, we are in the lead. Hooray! 1, 2, and 3. How cool is that? Let's discard this Legionnaire here. And as of now, we will now get all those cards from the display for free. Before that, we had to pay 1 coin or 1 doubloon for each. Now we get those for free. That's really a huge tactical advantage, actually, because again, you can choose either which cards you want to buy or which symbols you need for missions or for delivery of those goods. So that's really key in this game. Next, we get an extra meeple. Those always come in handy, and then we are allowed to take 1 village action. And I think most likely we are going to buy a card. And as one of our goals is to make it over the threshold on the Explorer track, I think it's time that we are building or buying the Explorer here. Yeah, let's go for it. Because of our master builder, we only need to pay 6 doubloons. That's always nice. We have to take 1 of our guys and have to put him onto space number 9, which happens to be down here in Cumana. Then we can place this card here. Now we will get our very first synergy token, and you can always have 1 of those. Even though, if let's say I get a second Discoverer, for example, and he would provide me the same synergy token, I only can have 1, so that's cool. And we can later on use this synergy token to make better use of our harbor, because if we have that, we would gain 4 income on the victory points. Of course, we would need to build this harbor pretty much before we make it to the end of this round in order to maximize our value, but overall definitely bringing us closer to make some use out of this. I think we can still park a card, and to be honest, the Pioneer is not our worst choice, because again, it gives us an additional movement on the Explorer track whenever we are moving, and then we can refill our hand up to 6 cards. So that's 2 cards, and overall I still need the Looking Glass and I need the Sugarcane. So I think I will go with the Embassy, and I think let's go for the we already have this one here, but I think I still need it. I take a second copy of the harbor. You can build a card twice or buy a card twice, so that's definitely allowed, and it really accumulates. Let's get a new Pioneer. Interesting. And yet another Pioneer. Okay, the world is full of Pioneers now. But again, that's fine. That's the end of our turn. So let's reveal the next AI card. Okay, she's only moving 1 space, pretty much to Santiago. So she will move down here. She will place a disc, which means she will now score 3 points from here, and she also unlocked her second ship ability. So we are now tied. That's still okay. Tied is okay. She needs to have more than us in order to score some points. And again, it's really some kind of a race. We can place this onto Santiago, but again, it's definitely a well open space. And last but not least, she will simply collect 1 influence here in France. And that's already the end of her action. Back to us. And actually, I would really like to go to this quest here, but to be honest, I don't have the book symbols, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so right now I only have one of those and I need two in order to fulfill this mission. The problem is she will most likely get that, and every quest she fulfills is worth 5 points at the end of the game. So wow, that's definitely tough, but again, I cannot fulfill it anyway, so I think let's either move to Puerto Plata or to Santo Domingo. Again, we want to make some progress here on the Explorer track, so I think we should do that. Yes, so we will move 1-2 spaces here to Santo Domingo. We can deliver a good, and unfortunately that's a cool one, to be honest, so I hate it, but I think we want to deliver those goods in order to unlock our ship ability. So what should we go next? So this gives us straight 5 coins, 3 victory points, 6 victory points, what we have to start here. And here we get more village actions if we are moving only 2 or 5 spaces. So this is also nice. Here we would get an additional combat action, which is already nice. And yeah, this one increases one of our village actions too. But in order to get some more options, I think we have to go for this one here, which we will place accordingly. And next we will move our Explorer 2 spaces. Unfortunately, I was really too short-sighted. I should have built that Pioneer first. I was not planning my turn well enough. But to be honest, having the Explorer out is also important, or Discover out. I think that's okay. Let's simply advance our 2 steps. We could stop here in order to get rid of yet another disc, but I think I want to make it over this line here as soon as possible. That's 1 and 2. Now we made it over this threshold, and this gives us 3 influence in any one nation. So we cannot distribute this, we have to go for one nation. And I think currently our best bet is Spain. It has the most influence out there. I can help increasing this, so I think let's go for it. So that's 1, 2 and 3. So we have also gathered the next noble rank here. So the multiply just went from ×1 to ×2. That's always nice. And last but not least, we get also the bonus from the field, which means we get 1 point of combat, which we can use later on in order to increase our strength when we are doing combat actions for the countries. I can also spend my meeples for that, so they also count as 1 point of strength, but really meeples should be really your last resort. If you really need this one last point in order to do something really meaningful, only then should you really consider spending your assistant. Okay, I believe this was our turn. We still get to draw a card, and as we just placed or delivered 1 coin, I think I want 1 coin back. I think that's important. Does it matter? And on the other hand, I could also go for this book now and hope that the delivery is still available actually. And maybe I should do that. It's not very likely actually, because she will most likely move 2 spaces, but who knows. So I think let's go for the Pioneer. It's the second book we need. I think that's okay. Let's refill another named character, Michel de Gramont. He needs 3 French cubes out before we can build him, and he provides another compass and some additional victory point and money income. Nice. Over to Jean. So let's see what her next card. It's only 1. Okay, that's really something. Okay, that's cool, at least I think. So she will move downward. Again, the arrow shows down, so she will move to Santo Domingo. She will not be able to place a disc here because we already did so. In this case, she will go for the 4th card here, which will score her yet another point each round. But again, we will refill. That's another harbor. Who thought about this? And then she's doing a combat action. And that's not only cumbersome for us, it's also very cumbersome for Jean. First of all, we will also reveal our next combat tile. So let's have a look at this. It's this. So first of all, she will see where she gets the most combat points out of this. Right now, she will ignore those because France and England are basically behind. So none of those gets the bonus of this +3. So she will most likely look at England or Spain. In order to determine what her combat strength is, she will now add her a noble rank and will subtract our noble rank. Right now, she's in the lead here in Britain and the Spain, the next strongest one, we are in the lead. So she will lose basically 1 combat point. So again, to do the math, so she has now 4 base combat points. She gets 1 combat point because she's at level 1. And we are subtracting our noble rank from her noble rank, which is 0. So in this case, she gets 1 extra combat point. So overall, she now has 5 combat points for Britain. So she will go for Britain. That's all that is saying. It's really just determining which nation she's going for, and I think Britain works out for her pretty well in this case actually. But that's also a very clever design, because why should she go for a nation where she is behind? So really clever AI card in this case. Really like this a lot actually. So next she will place one of her cubes in the, I think, lowest numbered space. I think this is a 5. I believe this is a 4, so I think she will place the disc here. This is how I understand it, so keep me honest here guys, but it also makes sense because this is the one that's scoring or bringing me the most, so she's really hurting me this way. She doesn't get any bonuses here, so that's basically only for me. She doesn't get any bonuses from the board. Everything is being taken care of the AI card. Again, something which is really clever and easy to follow. And last thing to do, she will now get 2 influence in that city or in that nation, which means she made it to the next noble rank. So it's more likely that she will advance in England as well. So now we also have basically an incentive to go getting some more influence in England, because she will now continue giving England additional influence, at least most likely. Last thing to do, she will grab this combat token, we will place it on her player board, and that's already the end of her turn. Back to us, and who thought about this, we will be able to complete this quest here. So that's very nice. So we will only move 1 space here to San Juan, and then we want to fulfill the quest. So we will not do anything with a village here. There is no city apparently, so no, we will fulfill this quest, which means we have to give away 2 of those books, which we happen to have from the Pioneer and the Harbor. So yeah, let's toss those away. So first of all, we can grab the quest token here. We get 1 victory point for each compass we have. Right now we only have 1 compass, but what's more important, we get 2, or we get to remove 2 discs here because we fulfilled this quest. This is really huge. Of course, I will take the victory point anyway. Let's place this quest here. If we put the 1 quest here, then we get an additional 3 victory points, and then 2 more victory points for each additional quest, but not very likely that we are doing this that often. And now we have to think if we want to do this, or if we want to maybe unlock this with 1 thing. We could do basically both, but no, okay, let's stick to the plan. So we will remove this one, and I think, that's not tough. Do we want to go for the victory points, or do we want to go for money? And money is really tight. Let's go for money, because this can give us some opportunity to build some more powerful cards later on. Last thing to do is to draw new cards. Again, we are out of corn, so let's take the Pioneer. So I think we should now have all resources that are available. Yes, I think so. And the other cards I really do not care too much about, so let's simply draw another card from the deck, which happens to be another mercenary. And then last but not least, we will reveal a new card. There were some really great comments on respect on how long I should take my next video, and I was very cocky saying maybe I could finish this game in this video. So I'm not so sure about this. So I may want to do 2 rounds this video and maybe a final round in a 3rd video. Otherwise it could be really long. And I also prefer longer videos, don't get me wrong. The one downside to that is if I'm doing something wrong and I do everything in 1 or 2 videos, then there is not really much room for me to repair stuff or repair mistakes, which is the reason why I also say let's have at least a couple of videos, so there is at least a slight chance I could correct some of the stuff. I'm not so concerned if I'm doing something wrong that's not in my favor, but if I'm really doing something wrong that's really helping me, then I'm usually not so fond of the idea, because then everyone says, hey, this guy is cheating, and that's the only reason he won. Okay, let's get back to Jean, and it seems that's her last AI card. Afterwards we will reshuffle the pile apparently, and that's the Explorer from the C deck. I'm not sure if C or B is more advanced, but she will now move 2 spaces, which means she will move to Maracaibo, And yeah, and then she will move to the quest where she will stop. And the only thing that she will do now, she will grab this quest here. So, but this really immediately ends her turn, but it will also score her 5 points at the end of the game. And what's more important, we cannot fulfill this quest. Back to us, and I think I want to use one of my assistants. So I will move now to Martinique, where we happen to have our lovely innkeeper here. So whenever we do stuff, we will not, again, interact with the village here. We will not do a village action. We will interact with our assistant. So first of all, we will get 3 coin right off the bat. How nice is that? So we are back at 6 coin overall, and then we get 2 victory points for each of our assistants that are out there. Right now there are 2, which means we will score 4 victory points for that. Really nice. But that's already the end of our turn. I could still park some cards, but to be honest, I'm okay. Let's move over to Jean. And apparently I reshuffled her deck of AI cards. Oh, that's the same one. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's the same one, but she might do something different now. No, I think she might not. So first of all, she will move... Oh no, she will move 2 spaces and she will move upwards. Which means she will not move down here and going for this. No, she will end the round basically as of the next. So this will be our final action. Oh, who thought about this? Okay, she will move 1, 2 spaces up there. Because she cannot deliver anything there, she will simply go for a card, which is the 3rd one. But again, this doesn't really matter for her. So that's Pirate Hunting, a very strong one, but she will simply get a point for that. And that's a native, I believe. And I have no clue what she's doing. It's an ongoing thing. I think whenever we can, I think whenever we do take her for our last village action, we can basically trade in 2 of those map symbols for 2 points and 2 steps on the explorer track. That's actually very nice, to be honest. Really works in our favor. Should think about her. That's actually a tough one. So she will get 4 points right off the bat and she will increase her explorer 3 steps. Wow, that's madness. Until now, I really thought I was in a good shape, but I'm wrong. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So she caught up here and she will get a hell of a lot more points when she ends the round. But then she will also move 1, 2, 3. No, she will jump over me. She will definitely go for this quest down here, which will score her an additional 5 points at the end of the game. And she's also taking it away from me. Ooh, that's definitely a tough one. Wow. And now I have to make a choice. Do I want to use my 2nd assistant? I can choose not using him, because the cool thing is when I'm not using my assistant, I get 2 points basically for that, not using him or her. So that's never a bad thing. But I could use him pretty well, actually, my assistant. The other way would be maybe moving to Maracaibo again and doing another combat action, which would also bring some more cubes out on the board, which is also relatively important. But I think I need money actually in order to buy cards. Yeah, I think I should do that. So I will simply move here down to Kumana now. There I will consult with my explorer here. So he gives me 2 coins. So that's nice. And I get 3 steps on the exploration track. And again, I can make a choice if I want to be faster, 1, 2, 3, a little bit faster at least, or if I want to take a slight detour down here. But that's 3 more coins and 3 victory points. And I think this is what I should be doing. 1, 2, and 3, which means that's 1, 2, and 3 more points. And I will also get 3 more coins for that. Doubloons, that's very nice. And then it's, I believe, the end. So it doesn't really matter too much how far she's moving. So she will only move 1 space because she cannot deliver something. She will go yet for another card. First of all, she will move here. Again, she will ignore this. Normally, another player would simply gain 3 points, and that's the end of his turn. She will go for the 3rd card now, which is this Gravedigger here, I believe. And for her, it will simply score her a point, which is definitely something. Here we can conquer a village. That's also a very nice card, actually. 16 points, but you can really get a lot of extra points. 16 coins, but you can get a lot of points for that card if you play it right, that is. Then she will remove yet another disc, and if we would have been in the third round already, which we are luckily not, we are in the second round, she would also score 4 extra points. But this one disc is already bad enough, because now she will score 4 points from this track here. And that's the end. So she will now score her points right off the bat. We can do that immediately. So that's 4 points here, and I think she has 5 cards in total. So she will now score 9 more points. So jumping from 8 to 17. So she's now well in the lead. But of course I get to do some stuff now too. First of all, I can decide if I want to go for 2 points or if I want to play a card. And maybe this is what I should be doing actually. And for some reason I decided to go with this mercenary here. I get him for 5 coins because of my master builder. I have to place yet another meeple. He goes to space 18, a space which I will probably never reach because of Gene being so fast actually. But again, if I'm not using his action, I still get 2 victory points for each time I'm passing him. Even when I get back beam to Havana, I'm not using him, so I will get 2 points. And also benefits me in combination with the innkeeper, because she would now give me 6 points each time I would visit her. And additionally I get a medal from him right off the bat. Right now I think I don't have anything that's working with it, but maybe I will get something later on. I still get to redraw up to my hand size of 6, so I might go for the local here, for the native. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see what new cards comes out, and that's a shipwright or so, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Okay, then we get all this stuff here, because we are still at our base level, and that's why the only thing I considered playing another card, but I think I could use the other card better. I will get 8 coins. We will remove all of those brown discs. There are not that many. We will get out new cards. We will see the next prestige building, which is this one here, Cathedral. Okay, we can score our doubloon income track twice pretty much. That's something which could matter if we already have basically progressed on this track. So at the end of the game, instead of getting money income, you get the income depending on how far you got on this track. So if I would have gotten here, that would be 5 points. Together with the Cathedral, I would have taken 10 points for that. So I think this can work out, but so far I haven't moved at all on this track, and this could really also bite me in the behind actually. But that's done. We will also replenish the cards, and I think that's about it. We will all move back to Havana, and I think I was not able to use, this is the way I understand the rules, I was not able to use my assistant. This could be a tough one, but to be honest, I really believe I get now 2 victory points because I was not using it. And that's even printed on my player board here. So whenever I'm not able to use him, or if I deliberately pass over someone, so let's say I move from 17 to 19, I'm not using him, then I would also score those 2 victory points right off the bat. Okay, that's the end of the round. But before we forget, we also have to spawn a new quest. Only one after round 2, because we are playing 1 to 4 with 3 to 4, and with 4 players there would be 2 more even. But we will place yet another quest on space number 7, which is here in St. Kitts. Okay, I was thinking about it for quite some time. So I think, oh, do I want to go here now to Santiago? Because this will give us some coin, we get an extra worker, it's our last one, and we get the village action. There we can build some stuff, and I think this is what I should be doing. So yeah, we will again move to Santiago. We will get our last normal villager or assistant from the supply. There are still some other assistants out there, and I will get someone right now actually. We will deliver 1 tobacco coming from this trainer here, I believe. Yeah, let's go for this one. And I think we need some more coins. So we will free up this space. This gives us an immediate 5 coins. That's really nice. So now we are definitely in a good shape. But then we will build our card. So we'll take a village action and we will build the harbor here. So we have to spend 15 coin. Keep in mind, our master builder, we have that money, not a problem. We get 1 anchor, synergy token, always nice. And because we happen to have this energy token here, we immediately advance on our victory point income track. 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at the end of this round, we will score at least 4 points. Isn't that something? Of course, you should really do that ideally in the first round, maybe in the second round. No, Marcus is doing this in the third round, of course. But okay, I still take it. And then I'm actually considering to go for, maybe I will go for yet another master builder now out of the display. So let's refresh the offering. Oh, and I believe I haven't showed those to you. That's a Great Harbor, and that's a victorious, I don't know, conquest or so. And here we have a quest hunter. Okay, he gives you an additional compass. Never a bad thing. Okay, that's the end of our turn. Let's do Jean again. So she will move only once, again to Santiago. But of course, this also means she will deliver yet another disc. So she's now at 6 victory points at the end of each round. So she moved from 4 to 6, then it's 8, and whoa, this is really going crazy. She did this, and then she will do another combat action. Okay, that's the one thing I really don't like her to do. So let's see what we get. Okay, the first nation gets basically a reduction of 2. The thing is, both Spain and England have 2 cubes out, so no one is the strongest currently, so there is no penalty. Then we check this one. France, I think it's definitely not gonna happen. No, that's 4. We are in the lead, so she's at 3. We at rank 1, she's at rank 0, so which means this would be a 3. Spain, she gets 1 point. That's 6 minus 2 because we are at 2. That's 4. And Spain, interestingly enough, she has a 5 minus 0 because we're at 0 there. So again, she will go for England. Yeah, that's the case, which means she will grab yet another disc. I think the next highest one should be this one here, the 5. Yep, I think that's accurate. And apparently she will get 2 more influence for that too. Okay, that's the end. Of course, she will hold on to this disc, and then it's back to us. Okay, going here doesn't help us because we don't have any of those map symbols. Really a great quest again, because we could remove 2 more of those discs and 1 point, definitely good. So I think that's not gonna happen. So we could maybe again go for Santo Domingo here. And I think, yeah, I think we should really consider doing this again. On the other hand, here we get also, no, I think we want to advance on this track. We want to advance. This also gives us the influence we need, and then we could fulfill one of our, oh, that's so tough. Choices. But I think let's stay on course. Let's move again to Santo Domingo. We will deliver, yeah, the Pioneer here. So we can yet again take another disc, and we are starting fresh now. So as of now, we can also go for those 2 here, which gives us another village action. But this one is also pretty great, actually. No, I think we will go for this one here. We don't have to do those in order, if I'm not mistaken. No, let's deliver this one here. Then we will move 1, 2 spaces here. Again, this doesn't help me anyway. We get 1 combat point, which would be okay if we ever get more into combat, actually. It's very embarrassing so far, to be honest. And interesting. And as there are now, interesting. As there are now 2 quests out there which demand those map symbols, I think I will go for this conquest here. So let's see what's coming out. And that's another Pioneer. Okay, we have seen a lot of those, and I think that's, I believe the dark ones are the A cards. So that's really, you really have a lot of copies of those basic cards apparently. And I really should have built that Pioneer, because I think overall I should have gotten at least 3 extra steps now for this. Really weak planning. Okay, she will move 1 more space and she will take the upward road. Interesting, but at least she's slowing down somewhat. So she will now move to Puerto Plata. She will place another disc, so now she will score 8 points at the end of the round, plus the cards she's taken. And for her action, she will simply advance 2 steps on the exploration track, 1 and 2. She will always take the shortest route unless she is able to get to one of those quests. thingies here. But again, right now we are in the lead. That's at least something. Unfortunately, I still don't have those map symbols, so I think we should go visit our innkeeper again, because she would give us 6 points now and also 3 coin. I think that's not a bad idea. 1, 2, and 3 to Martinique. And as we have 1, 2, 3 assistants out on the board, we will now score 6 points. So we are moving up to 20-point victory points. And of course, we will also get 3 additional coins. Not too bad. And I think that's already the end of our turn. I could still park some cards, but I think I'd rather not. I'm okay. And then back over to Jean. Let's see what she has in stock for us. She will move 2 spaces now, which means she will move to St. Kitts, and then to Maracaibo. She will send yet another disc, so she's now at 10 points and has unlocked her 4th ship improvement here. And as for her action, she will simply gain 1 influence from England. Wow, she's really doing great, and I really have to do something about that. I really have to get some more influence. At least you want to score in some of those tracks. I'm really doing very poorly, actually. Yeah, she's driving me crazy. Okay, but that's the end of her round, and I think yet again I want to use my explorer. I want to visit him, or the discoverer. Yeah, let's move to Kumana now. Really moving very slowly, but I think it makes sense because he gives me 2 immediate coins and 3 more steps down here. There's no reason for me going after this one, but I think I will move 1, 2, and faster route or the other route, because I cannot use this, but this is 1 influence. Let's go for the influence, that's fine. First of all, we will get 4 points because we were the first to cross this line. That's really something. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 25 points. And of course we gain our influence, and apparently we want some more influence here too. So whatever she's unlocking for us, we will also benefit from it. That's never a bad thing. Amazing. Now I have crossed the 2 blue bars, so in theory I could now decide to unlock or basically fulfill this task here. I would gain 4 coins, but then I cannot do the next step. So if I would cross over the 3rd one, I would also gain 4 victory points. But getting the 4 coins now and the worker could be important too, to be honest. So I think I will, because it will take me ages getting there. So no, I will basically unlock this, which means we get this explorer, and because we have crossed, we gain 4 more coins. And yeah, I think I might be able to use this later on. I think that was not too bad. Okay, that's the end of our turn. For now we will not park any cards, so let's see. Yeah, she will move 2 spaces upward, and again, yeah, she will call it around next round, because again she will take this route instead of this route. But this would give her 5 points, so that's also not great. So I think that's okay. So she will move to Port Royal, and then she will move here up there. She cannot deliver anything. Again, she will go for a card. That's the first one. So pretty much the Pioneer down there. And let's see what new card comes out. A Pioneer. Awesome. I really shuffled the hell out of this deck several times, believe me. And yeah, this was this, and then she will also gain 1 influence in Spain. Okay, that's not too bad actually. This will be already the last turn of our round actually, so make good use out of this. Okay, this was a long thought process actually. I could go here, but I don't have any corn. I think this was definitely a bad call from my side. So I might want to go for Maracaibo again. Yeah, I could also lose 1 disc here, because if I don't deliver, I can still remove something here, but then I only gain this 1 extra step. This is not great. I think here we could really get some serious influence actually. So I think, yeah, let's do that. 1 and 2 to Maracaibo. We will get a new combat token out. So what did we get? And now we do actually have a nation that is behind, and that's France. So they would gain 3 more combat points. So that's 5 points, and we get 2 coins if we would like to help. On the other hand, for Spain, we would gain a victory point right away. And for England, we would also help the other, unless we are going for getting 2 influence there. This could also help us. Maybe I should go for England. Yeah, I think I should do that. But I don't want to bring out new cubes because this would also benefit Jean. But I want to also leverage. I think that's good. Okay, we will go for England. So right now we have 4 combat points from England. But as we have some strength points here, I can also spend those. So I will most certainly do that. So that's already, what did we have? 5 points in total. So I can go for this action here. Which means I can either take 1 with 2 combat points or 2 influence with 5 combat points. And I think this is what exactly I want to do. So I will spend all my 5 influence combat points to get 1, 2 influence in England. And I think that's now really, really vital because now I can also fulfill yet another task here on my career card, because now I have pretty much influence at 2 nations, which is 2. Here could get 3 more coins and 3 points in 3. But I think I need one more step for England, and then it's okay. And in theory, I could get this step actually if I want to do that, because I still have 1 combat point that's left here. And in theory, I could also spend 1 of my assistants to do that even more. And then I could do this combat action. But this would also bring out yet another cube on the disc. But is that the worst thing in the world? No, I think it's not. I think it's cool. So let's generate 2 more combat points. 1 here and 1 from my meeple. So he goes back to the reserve. And now we'll take this combat point here, which means I can now bring out 1 cube to any village out there. And I think I will simply go for this one here. Of course, there must not be another nation. Therefore, I would need 5 points in order to remove 1 other nation. But now, because I placed 1 cube here in a village where I have 1 of my villager assistants, I also get 3 coins. And of course, I get the influence I need to really fulfill my task on the career card now. So now I have 2 nations at 4 influence here, which means I have completed this one. This gives me 3 more coins, so I will give 2 back. Apparently now we're getting back to the 5ers, and of course I will score 1, 2, 3 more points up here. Okay, overall that wasn't a bad turn at all actually. I think this worked out pretty well, to be honest. I really hope I didn't mess things up and things made sense. Okay, back to Jean. Again, it's the last card. She will move in here. She will take the second card, which is the big harbor, which will score her a point. That's the new card here. Expedition, always a nice thing. And apart from that, she will gain 1 influence in France, which might help her later too. Okay, then it's the end of the turn, or end of the round actually. So we will now do a lot of scoring. So that's 10 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jean will score 17 points now. So I believe she will jump to 34 points. Definitely in the lead now, but that's again the end of her round, end of her scoring actually. We can now build a card, and I think we will do that. We will go for the embassy here. We should be able to afford this. This cost us 11 points, 11 coins, and we have that. I think we are doing very well. First of all, we will now immediately score 3 points for each nation where we have at least 3 influence. That's currently 2 nations, so we will score 6 points. So that's definitely not bad. So we are tied with Jean. How cool is that? And on top of this, we also can increase our money income by 4. That's also very important for the last round. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we will gain an income of 12, and we can pretty much do that right away. First of all, we can get another card, and I think I will go for this, I don't know, expedition here. This sounds like a cool stuff to do because we need the grain actually. And then we get our income. We get 12 coin. Wow, that's really something, because I just showed you so. We are really swimming in the money. And on top of this, we will also get 4 more victory points. How cool is that? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we will reveal our last prestige building. I don't know, what is it? Dome? I don't know, church. Then we will reveal new cards. We will remove all of those discs from the board, and then we will move into the last round. Of course, let's not forget to bring out new quests. Oh, we get 2 new quests. One goes to 16 blue fields, and the next one goes to 10, which is in Caracas. Okay, the last round could be a little bit longer because of all of the quests that are out now. I also have to reshuffle the AI deck. I will do that off camera, but I think I will end my playthrough for today. I promised you a longer video, but I think let's really do a third episode with a final round. Again, I have to go through the scoring. This will take some time, and to be honest, I noticed that my voice is going down. I'm really not yet doing so well, so really hope that's fine with you guys. Again, a huge shout out to all of my patrons, not just a new one, really all of my patrons. Thanks so much for your support. If you want to support my show, please reach or check out my page on Patreon. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.